Okay, so listen to your lessons. Listen to your lessons and get ready with me. I am Hope. Hope is speaking, and I like to start my week with dyeing my eyebrows as well as a face mask, which I had on for quite a while. I've already moisturized, and now I'm going to just prepare my face for a YouTube video that I'm filming that was inspired by speaking to a friend of mine. So why not knock two things that out? Let me go live, get ready, then go film my YouTube video. And as I was going live, I will show you all of the things that I'm using on my face because, yes, I was a flight attendant. I am now a speaker. Prior to me becoming a flight attendant, I was a makeup artist exclusively with Lancome. However, I also was working for other brands. So I do have a background. What's up, cool Aaron? What's up, what's up, what's up? A background with makeup. And I love makeup, so I'll show it. However, this is entitled Learn Your Lesson, and it comes from a few different things. A friend of mine, I'm in a book club. I think it's very sexy to say that I'm in a book club because I do love to read. As an adult, I have never purchased or had a TV because my life is the movie and I don't find someone else's interpretation of entertainment entertaining for me. I like to read, I like to explore, I like to be out. Yeah, and reading doesn't necessarily have to be a book. It could just be reading things online or drawing, but a lot of things I just like to do. So I'll go outside or I'll ride my bike. I travel often, especially being a flight attendant. There was a lot of times where I would be traveling. And so I don't watch TV. There hasn't even been a TV on in any of my hotel rooms for probably well over 10 years. So in my book club, one of the women in my book club is a little bit younger. She's 31, and she was explaining how she was just going through the lesson of dating. And this is why I entitle it this, because it's lessons. Not everyone is going to be that person you walk down the aisle with. Furthermore, ask yourself if that's even what you want. Is that even what you want? Because sometimes the assumption is just that, yes, marriage is the end all. But if you don't ask yourself if that's what you want, you may be pursuing something that's not even what you want. And she was explaining how she was dating someone and it just didn't work out. It was actually quite funny, all of the things that happened. However, as she was explaining, she said, I felt apprehensive about telling you guys. And I said, but you learned. The beautiful awareness is you learned. You blocked the person. Exactly, cool, Aaron. Discernment. And discernment comes from actually learning. So there's nothing that looking at yourself in a less powerful way of why didn't I see this before? You will see it now. That was the reason why you will see it. And taking the lesson as that. Taking the lesson as, wow, this is what I learned in this experience. Not, this is how this person used me. How dare they treat me this way? They should have known better. No, because that's not empowering initially. Secondly, maybe that was just a lesson to learn. The lesson meaning that won't happen again because it happened. And there's a beauty in this. And I had shared with her, you're cycling through these lessons pretty quickly. One with a best friend, and that title of best friend, that title, and that's its own lesson. Because what I have experienced is sometimes there are expectations when we say these things, such as best friend or whatever title as friends, that we are expecting out of someone that they are unaware of. They don't even know that we have this expectation of them. And then when they don't fulfill those expectations that they were completely unaware that they had to, we may feel let down, uncomfortable, upset. Well, the person didn't know that. So already just having that expectation is going to be somewhat of a problem because the person wasn't even aware that you had these expectations in the first place. And this just comes from learning and being in friendships and any interpersonal relationship. Tell people what you want. Tell people what you expect. And sometimes saying that out loud, you will start to hear yourself and say, wow, I'm expecting this out of people? Wait, first of all, do I even provide that on my side? Okay, I don't. Then why do I expect this out of others? What was the example that said this is how it should be? Why do I feel that this is important to maintain this friendship or relationship in any way? And whenever I speak, I say it comes back to us. Sometimes these are coming from past traumas or hurts or things from our childhood where we are wanting that person to fulfill something that wasn't fulfilled by someone in the past. However, what's up, Shelly? You can always be that person that fulfills that void. Meaning, if you are constantly looking for someone outside of yourself to fulfill this void or to fill this need, ask yourself if, number one, you can do it yourself, and number two, why? Why? So much comes from, and I'm just putting, this is one of my secrets. I actually put translucent setting powder on before I do anything, and it helps concealer go on a little bit nicely. So I put that on before everything. I put on my, I'll be spraying my whatever this is called, but I do put on powder before I actually put everything on. So as she was, thank you, Dale. As she was saying this, I was like, girl, I can tell you because listen, I've lived. Okay. And that's the point of it. I say that with joy and fulfillment because I lived to say, yeah, that happens and that's okay. You grow from that. You grow from that. You grow from that. And then maybe there will be, thank you for the follow, secret agent undercover. Maybe you'll be able to help a younger family member or a friend. I'm from heaven. Or someone when you're honest with how you grew from it instead of saying that was terrible. Nah, I mean, I can look at it and laugh now and I grew from it. It's all a part of it. It's a part of this thing called life. Who I am now is more aware and more intuitive and more safe to go forward with the knowledge. And that's it. Especially in relationships, because relationships are some of our biggest teachers, especially any relationship where any relationship. I don't think there's a difference. I just think any relationship always teaches us something about ourselves. However, I was sharing with her some of my funny stories, such as there was a lovely gentleman who was standing like outside my flat when I lived in London and calling me repetitively, like standing under a tree as it was raining. It was like a movie. It was hilarious. And it was because I was like, it's Valentine's Day. Now, here's the thing. I don't really care about the holidays. In fact, I don't, including Valentine's Day and all of these things. I don't weigh that as how you perceive me in your life. So, if someone did not take me out to dinner for Valentine's Day, I don't really care, because every day before that and after that, the treatment is that of Valentine's Day. Does that make sense? So, and also it's just there to, living abroad, Valentine's Day is not a thing. However, where was this going? Yeah, the guy was outside my flat under a tree. It was raining. It was, he was calling relentlessly, and I thought it was funny. Now, I had to hit the grounds because when I walked past the window, I didn't even know he was outside. But I shared that to say, listen, these things happen and it's funny, but it does not stifle my growth. Thank you, Secret Agents Undercover. The beautiful thing is learning from your lesson, not allowing your lesson to be less of yourself. To me, that's the part of life. That is life. What did I learn from this? How did I grow from this? How can I benefit from this lesson? And that may take a day, a week, a month, a year, and it may constantly unravel. However, asking yourself, wow, how did I learn from this? What is different about me that I appreciate that wasn't there prior? Instead of beating yourself up. Why didn't I see the signs? Why did this happen to me? Sure, there may be an area where that's helpful. However, when I say always ask yourself powerful questions, thank you for the follow, Rodney, stay in your space of power. Stay in your space of power, which means you can use everything to empower you and to allow growth within you. Now, that takes a level of accountability. And that may take time to get to that accountability. But if you are always in the space of they shouldn't have done this, okay, but they did. So what? What now? What are you going to do now? What's up, all caps? What are you going to do now? If you stay in the space of why they shouldn't have done this, you're not actually in the space of, okay, now that they've done this, how did I grow from this? I'm not staying in the space of they shouldn't have done this. I don't get to control how anyone shows up in the world. However, I get to control, thank you, all caps. I get to control, go follow all caps Angel. He is a creator. He is a DJ. He is a fabulous human being who is always supportive of me. And I believe he's a California native like myself. So I always have to show all caps love. I'm doing fantastic, fulfilled, hydrated, and getting better in the moment, Alfred. So as I was talking to this friend of mine in my book club, because I said, first of all, it's so sexy to say that we are in a book club, because to me, it is. However, if you're still in the space of, why did they do this to me? You're not understanding the lesson. You're not understanding the lesson, because that is not the most empowering. I love you too, all caps. Are you going live today dressing up? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I don't, as a leader, I see myself as a leader. I don't have the luxury of saying why did someone do that to me? In fact, I'm only going to be in the space of, wow, I did grow from that. Wow, I actually saw that coming. It's never about them. How did this allow me to grow? And I'm sharing this because this can be so powerful in anything when we allow that space of stepping out of looking at what happened from a space of how did this benefit me? How did I grow from this? What will I take from this and move forward in life? How can I help myself through this situation? Asking why did someone do something? Okay, if they tell you because, then what? Then you're in the same space. Also, asking yourself, what is the goal of your question? What is your goal of asking someone, why did you do this? Because what does that do? Does that bring you closer to what goal? How does that add to you? How does that keep you empowered? And I'm only going to stay in my power. So I don't care to ask questions that aren't empowering to me. Thank you for sharing the live, Rodney. And as my friend was sharing this, she was saying, you know, I should have known because a family member had pulled her to the side and said, you know, you got to be patient with them. Now, listen, everybody in this live, now, if you are in partnership with someone and a family member of that person pulls you to the side, listen to them. Listen to them because they would know. And it seems like she was actually trying to send a message. And at times, again, when I say everything can be used for our benefit, everything, why would we listen to them? Why wouldn't you listen to them? Why wouldn't you? If a family member wanted to say, listen, just have patience for this person, why wouldn't you listen to them? Duke Vader returns, you don't apply to this. Because if that is the response, there may be some growth that has to be had. So, to stay in that space of empowerment, to stay in that space of true power of oneself, and to learn from our lessons means everything is there for our growth. Everything. Everything is there for your growth when you allow that to be the anchor. When you allow that to be the anchor. Meaning, I am here because I'm worthy to be here. And I will grow from whatever situation that comes. So, in this, I had also spoken to one of the organizers of the TED event that I spoke of, and I'm actually doing my makeup to do a YouTube video for my YouTube channel, which is the same name, Hope is Speaking, about the TED speech. And if you go to YouTube and TEDx, you can find my TEDx speech entitled The Emergency Landing You Need. And I had asked the organizer, what was the goal for doing this event? Like, what was the vision? And he said the vision was to make people's dreams come true. Because it's often a dream come true for a speaker or anyone to speak on that platform. Yes, but I don't, okay, clarify. This wasn't I didn't understand what you were saying. So your question was, why would you listen to the family member? And yes, when I said growth, I meant there may be situations that you may not have encountered yet to understand how that may be beneficial to you. Meaning, if you're in partnership with someone, and let's say their grandmother comes to you and just has coded words and says, listen, be patient and just be aware of who you're with. That is something you need to listen to. And when I said there was a lack of growth, I meant that that may not have been a situation that you have encountered to find truth. Does that make sense? So with the organizer of TED, we were speaking about just the spectacle of the event and how he said before it was even completed, I had to visualize it being completed. And I said, that's exactly it. You got to see it. Before anything happens, before I put on this makeup, before I go on to live, yesterday I had already envisioned how this day was going to go. But this is with anything. You're welcome. Did that add some clarity? Because it wasn't meant to disempower you. It was just maybe I lacked clarity on exactly what was asked. When I wanted to speak on TED, I already knew I would do it. So and I'm making a video. This will be on my Hope is Speaking YouTube channel because most of my videos on my YouTube currently are my lives because I come on and I speak all the time and they're long. But just like my TED Talk is a little bit less than 8 minutes. Sometimes you may just need a 10-minute video to give you some inspiration or motivation or just give you that spark to say, you know what, I can go back to this job today. Or you know what, this is so helpful to help me continue on this. And this is what this YouTube video is going to be about. This is why I'm doing my makeup, because I'm going to film and then upload. The 3 things you need for anything, for me, number 1 is vision. Meaning I can see it. It hasn't happened, but I can see it. And I will sit back and close my eyes and see it and see what I'm wearing and see. Before I walked onto the TED stage, I saw myself on the TED stage. I saw the audience. I felt the words coming out of my body. Before I moved to Hawaii, I felt the sun on my skin. I felt myself waking up and hearing the roosters. I felt myself going into the ocean. Before I moved to London, I felt myself on the double-decker buses. I felt myself in the rain because it rains all the time and it's gray and drizzly all the time. I had to pretend, which to me is the precursor of the goal, before it actually comes into reality. To me, I have to be it before it comes. So vision, seeing it in your brain as well as actually encoding it and seeing it, and then acting as if it's done. Seeing it, feeling it, holding that feeling, closing out anything that doesn't get you to that. Because there are times, what's up, Monica? There are times where people won't see it. That's a part of it. Yes. And also with the word manifesting, it could be manifesting. It could be achieving that goal. It could be luck. It could be blessing. To me, it's all that same outcome. But it's me actually seeing it, holding that vision, feeling it, smelling it, feeling the sensations in my body multiple times, knowing that it will happen, not thinking that it will happen, not hoping that it will happen, knowing this will happen. I don't know how, but it will. And just acting as if. Yeah, and I use the word knowing instead of expecting, because to know something has a different connotation than to expect. I don't expect that 2 plus 2 is 4. I know it's 4. I know 2 plus 2 is 4. In that regard, the emotion, it feels different. The words are essentially, they're almost the same with a slightly different charge. And because I love words and I believe words are always building our story, the choosing of the words that we say to ourselves is building. It's building something. So having that vision, holding that vision, feeling that vision, knowing, believing, seeing, and acting as if. And you just keep continuing, because we were speaking about the TED event. And for me, it's done. So whatever happens in the meantime is just what I will endure and or work through. When I began having a sore throat, when I began having discomfort in my body, that's just what it is. But I still have to get on that stage and perform. And I got to do whatever it takes. It's not getting to the point and saying, okay, well, I don't feel well. I traveled 6,000 miles to come and say, you know what? I can't do it because of the symptoms I'm feeling currently in my body. That's the difference. There's a difference. There is a difference between I'm doing this and I'll see how I feel. There is no I see how I feel. I'm making this happen. I'm not talking until I get on the stage. And in that point, I don't know if I was it wasn't that I wasn't enjoying the journey. It was just that that journey was different. But it doesn't matter. You do what it takes to accomplish. You do what it takes to hit that goal. And then where I'm at now is that afterglow. That moment of it's been done, goal has been reached, and really savoring the moment, but also sitting back and just appreciating everything that went into it. And knowing, and I shared this on my other live, knowing that what's next is already on its way to me. And I shared that when I stepped off of this TED stage, there was a woman who kept mouthing like, you're amazing, from the audience. And she came up to me and she said, Hope, you're amazing. That was so uplifting. And this is a big accomplishment. And what's next? And I said, what's next? I just stepped off the stage. So what's next for me is to go back to my hotel and take a shower and go to sleep and be present in this day. I'm in a space where what's next will come. It's already here. Maybe it's presenting itself to me in different ways, but I'm in a different space of constantly looking at what's next, and in a space of what's next is coming to me. It's coming to me. And that void after accomplishment is beautiful, because when I always saw myself speaking, especially on a stage like TED, it often has a different charge than we feel. And there's that part too, wanting something, going towards something, and then not that it's a letdown, it just feels different than how I imagined it to feel. And even the beauty of that, because now I am truly convinced, as I fill in my brow with my Anastasia brow pen, we have the idea in our head of how it will happen. And I'm convinced now how it happens and how it feels is always different. How it actually felt is still a great feeling. However, it was different than how I saw it. And it's the same thing with my girlfriend who was explaining about the lessons she's learning through relationship with others and or dating. How you learn lessons, well, they're all individually unique for us. However, a lesson will be learned. However you like to learn it, that's up to you. But a lesson will be learned. And the beauty of that is lessons are always adding to us. Lessons are always teaching us something. Lessons are always bringing us back to ourselves. I believe this whole thing called life is coming back to ourselves because of whatever happens in life. Maybe we've stopped believing in the beauty of what we are. And this is exactly what I spoke about in my TED Talk, because it's all about us. I believe that we individually are unique. Every single person is unique. And every single person has their own thing to add to the world. Now, it may not be this selling 50 million albums. It may just be the way you love your child, or the friendships you have with each other, or how you teach something. There's something unique about every individual, from my perspective, that is needed. And maybe this experience called life is teaching us what that is for us. And it just may be our lesson to learn throughout life. And because I've had such a colorful life, I like to say, especially to individuals who are going through partnerships or relationships that don't pan out, that's a part of it. That's just a part of it. And learning about yourself through relationships is a beautiful space to learn. I'm going to keep my eyes very easy because I love just a healthy glow. Just glowing, clear, healthy skin, rosy cheeks, a glossy lip, just health. That's it. I don't care to do that much. However, I just like to, paint a little. So in saying that, yes, after, now I do it reverse. Now I do like my eye makeup, and then I put on my face makeup. Okay, so I will let that dry a little bit. The beauty of learning from your lessons is you feel empowered. I started this whole live with saying, if you're saying, why did they do this to me? You haven't learned the lesson. When you say, wow, look what I learned. I'm really proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. That brings a different energy to us, to your body, to your experience. And To stand in a space of empowerment, ooh, maybe I should do some glitter. I do like a little glitter, but I think I should do glitter after I do like eyeliner. So being in our full power is the superpower. Because now, can you talk and do eyeliner? That's a superpower. You see, I just like a little liner on the end. That's it. That's it. Not too much. Not too much at all. That's really it. That is it. Okay, I paused my talk because I do need to pause as I put my eyeliner on. Thank you for liking the live. After I do this eyeliner, I will get back to my talk. Okay, so that is it. And then I actually like to do both eyes and then go in with black eyeshadow. And even if it's a little messy, you can always just clean it up with a little eyeshadow. Which I like. Everything can be cleaned up. As I say, with life, everything is negotiable. Everything in life is negotiable, at least for me. However, again, this is another space of feeling empowered. If I believe everything is negotiable, that just means I need to be a good negotiator. That means I don't say, well, it will never work. Yes, of course it'll work. It's me. Why not me? I got everything it takes, baby. Here, listen to me. Of course it will work because it's me. I will ensure it works because I'm the one who makes it work. That feels a lot different than nothing ever happens for me. No, I'm never going to be in that space just because, number one, it's not true. It's not true for me, and I will never allow it to be true. And furthermore, then you've put yourself into a box where you can only move when something else says so. And I don't find that true for me. Okay, going in with the flat brush and black liner. It's just like makeup to me because I was a makeup artist, and I do believe that if you have technique, you can really use any product. Now, you will find your favorite products. However, because the price of a product is significantly higher does not mean that it is a superior product. And I do like going and finding great products like at a dollar store. I do love a dollar store. Even when I lived in London, I've always loved like the pound shop. And then that's perfect. I put on my eyeliner, and I think this is This is one of these eyeliners from, say, like TJ Maxx. And I know what to do to keep it sticking, meaning I will always line and then go over with a, hold on, what is it? Hold on. Okay, meaning I will go use a eyeliner, then go over it with a black shadow. And a black shadow will always just increase the intensity as well as really keep it onto your face. So in that regard, like, I can use any eyeliner and any black shadow. However, I also believe most of these makeup companies use the same factories, meaning you can pay $5 for something and the same shadow is in a palette that has a higher price point. Not all the time. There are differences, especially if the makeup has a production in, say, like Italy. The standards would be different, Italy or France, compared to the PRC, People's Republic of China. However, you would have to turn over the palette or whatever you're using and actually see where it's produced. But if you have the knowledge and the skill, you can really use anything and have your favorites. Like my favorite, I have a favorite mascara that I've always used. I have a few favorite mascaras. However, mascara isn't something that I like to skimp on, ever. Mascara and like some foundations. This setting spray that I found, I really do like, and it gives a nice luminous finish. And now I'm just gonna go under my eye with my corrector, and as you see, I let it dry. I let it get a little tacky before I put my concealer on. And for my shadow, I don't really use too much shadow. I do love a good elongated eye with a small wing. And then I naturally have very long lashes. So mascara, glowy skin. The skin is really the main point here. If you have great skin, which I would say as a makeup artist, if you have great skin, your makeup and everything else is gonna look great. So as I'm finishing this, I am doing my makeup to do this YouTube video for my YouTube channel all about this TED experience and the beauty of believing. The beauty of truly believing you can do something. Not, I hope it'll happen to me, or I think it'll happen to me. No. I'm believing. I'm knowing this is happening. I don't know how, but I know it is. And how that opens up the world of possibilities. And I always feel the hydration of my skin as I'm going, because then I'll know, like, ooh, I just need to drink more water. And I'm going to try something. I'm going to do a little underpainting because I saw something that inspired me to do it. However, That belief of truly knowing, this is happening, knowing, and it's something I'm still learning because it is unnatural to not see any physical signs and be working towards something and believing that it's happening. Like, of course it's happening. Why wouldn't it happen? I've done everything. Yes, it's happening. And what that does when we truly start to believe in our power, like truly believing in our power, truly knowing, like, I don't need to hope anymore, even though my name is Hope. This is happening. And with this experience, specifically with me speaking at TED, I truly knew it was going to happen. I always knew it was going to happen. I didn't know exactly how, but I think I'm going to pull it out just a little bit more and then go and correct it. Because why not? Why, if I'm only believing in what I can see, then that's a conditional belief. And say, for instance, an entrepreneur or most leaders have that skill of believing in something you can't see. Not everyone can have that outlook because it is what is the best word for this? Because the teachings are, when you see it, it's real. If you want to, if you want to believe in Bigfoot, but I don't know if you want to believe in Bigfoot, sure. It comes down to the belief of the thing that you want. But you can believe or not believe in anything that you want. And that is not the best example, because even as I'm speaking, that does not relate to working towards something. If you're working towards believing in Bigfoot, then sure, by all means. But if this is just your best way to counteract something that you don't believe in, well, then you just did that. And there's that. There's also the non-belief of others that will often throw people off. Because if you're working towards something, if it's building a company, if it's starting a new job or a new life or hoping to buy a home, and someone says, why would you believe you can do that? I haven't done it. Why do you think you could do it? That is a lesson to accept that that's a part of it. That's a part of it too. The non-belief of others actually has nothing to do with the belief in you and what you can do. So the moment you encounter anything or anyone, including yourself, that says this is impossible, that is the lesson of, okay, I'm right on track. I'm right on track. Here's the thing, I keep adding, but I will go through with concealer and clean everything up. So the belief or non-belief that others have really has nothing to do with you. That has everything to do with them. And honoring yourself means continuing to honor yourself. Yourself. Not the, what's love. Yeah, yes, this is the heavenly anomaly. You could touch on this, the beauty of belief. The beauty of belief without actually, it's not about seeing it, but belief, walking in something, believing it's coming, believing you're building it without seeing it. I know that you can add something beautiful to this, so I would love to hear what you have to say. However, that's a part of it. Yeah, you command it without a doubt, and the doubt will come. I can say that's a part of it. However, the beauty of the doubt is you actually don't have to believe it. And that's where the work comes in of, oh, I can speak to these things that go against my belief. I can just say, I hear that thought, and I'm choosing not to give it any power. Yes, and always challenge that no, because that no always comes. That no is always there. Oh my gosh, my TED Talk is up. If you go to TEDx, the Heavenly Anomaly, you can see it under the emergency landing you need. It's very short. However, I believe it's done what it needed to do. And I'm proud. I'm very proud of that. So with that, with the doubt, and we just saw what happened with someone who doesn't believe, that's okay. That's okay. Not everyone is going to be on board, nor should they. Nor should they. That's not for everyone. If it's for you, allow it to be for you. I'm trying something new. And just getting that safe silence within yourself. Meaning that safe silence of like, nah, this is for me. I don't care. My father would say people are wimps. Most people aren't going to aspire for much, not because, surely because belief is something that you have to build upon. What's up, Stevie? No, you didn't. You didn't. The TED Talk is up. Go to YouTube now and TEDx and put in the emergency landing you need, Stevie. It's there. It was just posted 2 days ago. It was just posted. So this is why I'm doing my makeup, because I'm making a video about it for my YouTube channel. So you didn't miss anything. You are right on track. So what I was saying was, you just got to keep believing. And there's no way to get rid of that doubt. The doubt is there, and the doubt continues, and the doubt is a part of it. It's all a part of it. Thank you, Stevie. The doubt is a part of it. The discomfort is a part of it. All of this is a part of it. Even before, and I was telling one of the organizers of TED, I was telling him that while I was on the plane going to TED, I was like, you know what? I could land and not go. Yeah. And actually, knowing the goal is the goal. The goal isn't if I can do it. No, the goal is for me to accomplish. It's going to take everything in you to accomplish. It took everything in me to go up on that stage and be as authentic as I chose to be, because I speak directly from my heart. And you will also see in the TED Talk, I don't have shoes on purposely. I want it to like feel the earth and ground myself and feel the stage. And I even had that dialogue of, should I, shouldn't I am only going to act of me, in my fullest self. I'm not doing anything that isn't of my fullest self. Why? Because others need to see it. I cannot talk to you and inspire you and motivate you if I'm not doing it myself? So I understand all of this. Thank you, the heavenly anomaly. Thank you. I understand all of this. I'm not exempt. However, so what? So what? I'm tired of like, well, I can. I'm afraid. You're supposed to be. And you do it anyway. Feel the fear and go forward anyhow. The emergency landing you need is the name of the TEDx talk. There's nothing that will stop that feeling. The only difference between people who accomplish and people who don't is the people that accomplish go, thank you, Stephen, they keep going with the fear. I still feel fear. It just doesn't stop me. In fact, I like it. I use it as like, okay, I'm feeling fear. I'm feeling scared now. Let me go for it. That's it. That is it. Outside of that, I don't want, whining and complaining about why you can't and why you shouldn't and how you're afraid. Then shut up and sit down. Then it's not for you. But if you're built differently and you want to be able to say, I did that, it is for me, then do it. You can't have it both ways. You can't. It will take everything in you to push past your negative talk, through your self-doubts, through your past failures, which aren't failures, they're lessons. It will take everything in you to push past. That's a part of it. But if you choose to have a story of why you can't and why it's difficult and why you don't think it will work, then stick with that. Why are you telling me why you can't do something instead of showing me how you can? There is a difference. There is a difference. But decide what side you want to be on. Do you want to be on the side of the conqueror or the side of the person that says, well, it's not for me? You have to choose. There is no in between. It takes what it takes, but do what it takes. Do what it takes. Be your warrior. Be your savior, whatever it takes. Listen to the music that it inspires you. Do what it takes. And then take the win. Do what it takes to take the win. And do small incremental wins every day. Because that's how you build up that strength when you actually believe you can do it. So if you say, I'm going to drink 3 glasses of water today, and you don't, you know that. No one else knows that. You know that you haven't done it. But when you do, you start to build that self-accountability that I can trust myself. I can do these things. It is for me because I'm doing these small wins every day. These small wins every day add up to the big wins. It isn't you running the marathon after deciding to work out 2 days ago. It will happen, but it is the repetition of you actually lacing up the shoes and going for the workout. If the workout is 5 minutes, it doesn't matter. You did it. You just have to keep proving to yourself that you can do it. And you have to shut down that low, I can't do it, because you can. You always have been able to. The moment that you give yourself that out of why it's not for you, well, then just shut up and allow the people who are doing it to continue to do it. Who do you want to be? Thank you, Stevie. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? How do you want to look at yourself in the mirror? Instead of doing what you've always done, do the opposite. I started doing that. I just started doing the opposite. And there was a real change in me because I've done a lot of these different changes. Sometimes you will have to cut off people. I've done that several times. But ask yourself, why do you need to cling to certain people in your life? Are they giving you what you don't feel that you have? Do you feel that it's just because of the amount of time that you've known each other that I could never do that? A lot of people will cut you off in a second. If they have the chance to, they will leave your butt in the dust. Go and do what you see yourself accomplishing. And that's it. It's not about what anyone else says, does, or thinks about you. It's what you say about you. It's what you think about you. It's how you accomplish these things. Okay. Yeah. I don't care, man. People, and it's not about people, because I've done that. And sometimes people will say, well, that's just Hope. It is just me. Sometimes I just need quiet to figure out my path. It's never anything malicious. Now, if I come with a bulldozer and bulldoze your house, that's different. But there's two things. It could be also, there was a time where my communication wasn't as exceptional. So cutting someone off was truly because I did not have the communication skills I have today. And that is what it is. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is how you see your life. Because trust me, the reason why I got on that stage is because when I was a flight attendant and I was on the flight that went down and we had to do an emergency landing, this life is for you. My life is for me. Why am I not living it because of what other people think about me or what I think they think, which is really a reflection of how I see myself. Forget what other people say. This is your life. It is your life. It is only your life. And whatever you want will only be brought to you by you. It will only be brought to you by you. Thank you, Nessir, for following. The beauty of what you accomplish is, wow, look at what I've done. That's beautiful. That's a space of accomplishment where you begin to trust yourself. And you begin to trust yourself so much that you say, if I can do that, what else can I do? What else can I do? What else is for me? How big can I dream? And I was sharing with one of the organizers of this TED event that I spoke at. I said, this is why it was pivotal to bring my young niece, because I'm done with people, especially on this app, but I don't know, it could be an age thing of others showing where they've been and all of these things, which is great. I've done that a long time ago and I've done it better. But if you're not teaching others, if you're not allowing others access, if you're not sharing, then shut up. Because there's a difference. And bringing my niece along just so she could see her aunt on that stage, just so she could say, wow, I went with my aunt to Germany. It was her first time in Europe. That increases her vision of what's possible for her. And really, it's more of where I see myself in life now. For me to be of service is to allow someone to see and maybe think that they can do more for themselves in whatever they dream of. This isn't anything in particular. This is truly just allowing that vision of what you've done to inspire someone. And it could just be moving up in a promotion in your current place of business. It could be getting out of any relationship that doesn't serve you. But allowing someone to see that, thank you for sharing the live, Decade 7, allows others, because people are always watching. People are always watching. They're always watching. And it may just enlighten them to the beauty that is within. That is important, especially for my life currently. Just showing just allowing that ability to dream, just allowing that ability to, of course you can do this. Of course this is for you. Why wouldn't it be? Yeah, let me show you how I did it. But how I did it isn't how you have to do it. It is possible, but you can make it up as you go along. You really can. The moment that you believe it can only be done one way is when we stifle ourselves. We stifle ourselves. Let me go over this. So, then I saw the, there we go, because then we can just clean it up, which is why I love to do this after. So, where's my favorite blush? Because I like using a few different blushes. I will also say this is, for me, when I committed to being in a truly authentic space, it does change how you show up. And it was the reason why I said, I have to go on this stage without shoes. I don't want to wear shoes. I just don't want to. My parents are used to me saying that. I don't want to do it, so I'm not going to. I want to feel the stage and ground myself, and I'm just showing up as me. Even within the TED construct, I didn't really give a TED speech. I gave the same type of storytelling motivation that I give here. But that's because I said, you know what, I'm here and I'm going to present myself from what I do in my most authentic way. I will only show up in my most authentic way. And that in itself is an act of not only courage, but protest. I'm okay with me. And I'm just encouraged by showing up in your true form. Not how other people say you have to do it. Not how you feel would be received the best. Because that's what was going through my head the few days before TED. Like, oh, I need to do X, Y, and Z. No. What you need to do is be hope. That's what you need to do. That's it. What you need to do is be hope. Right? Anything outside of that is what you don't need to do. And I share that because I don't believe there's a failure, especially when you're showing up as yourself. Self-doubt just means that you are comparing and thinking about past instances where others might have reminded you of how you didn't show up. You should have done this. You could have done that. You didn't do. I don't care. There's no way for me to fail when I am acting in my truest form. Thank you for the follow, McCohen. That's it. And the power, this is what I share this. This is why when I speak, you feel this power. I really mean this, but I'm really living it. There's a difference between living it and just talking it. There comes a sheer sense of, yeah, I did that. And you can too. There is no difference. There is truly no difference. And in saying that, it comes down to asking, what do you want? What do you want out of life? Are you just acting in this way because someone told you to just get a job so you don't even know what you want? You've just been in this state of working and that's it. You don't even know what you like. You don't even know what you want to build. It's just, I'm here and that's good enough. No, there's something you want. Learn you. Learn what inspires you. Learn what gives you a drive. Learn something about you in the day, over the course of the year, over the course of your life. Change things up. Try new things. Try new friend groups. Travel different places. I don't know what it is. But until you step out of what you are currently, you will never know that other person that is waiting, that new reinvigorated version of you, because you're too afraid. And I understand that fear, but do it anyhow. Feel the fear and go anyhow. What's up, Blessed Tone? The excuse of, but I'm afraid, I don't care. Everyone who's done something has fear, but they just keep going. That is the difference. You feel the fear and you do it anyhow. You see? Instead of, what does fear do when you don't move forward? It keeps you in that same space. That's nothing. That means you haven't accomplished anything. The point is to just keep moving forward. Thank you, Stevie. Thank you. And it's short. I'm going to do more just short because I like speaking for a long time, but like 10-minute motivation. That's what I'm doing my makeup for now. So feel the fear and do it anyhow. I didn't really feel fear. I felt excitement before doing the TED because, again, I like to say everyone who came before me was there with me. So a grandmother that had transitioned earlier this year, everyone. I said, come on, let's go perform. Let's go inspire. Let's go motivate. I don't sit in that space of fear because I am not bred from anyone that was held back by fear. I come from fearless people. I only know how to act fearless. That's uncommon. Now you can become that, but also know that others who stand in that space of fear will start to maybe show up differently around you. But it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. Because when you're standing in your space of fearlessness, and I truly believe all of us come from fearless people. Every generation has it a lot easier, okay? If I had to have a baby and then just like cut the umbilical cord myself and then get up and start sweeping the floor, I wasn't bred for that generation. But I say that in jest to say there's a beauty in just continuing, because you're continuing from other people that have continued for you to be in this position. And that's with all of us. We all come from people who were just continuing for us to be able to continue. So for me to sit in that space of I can't do it because I'm afraid, I'm not with it. There's too many people that came before me and that will come after that I have to continue. That's what encourages me. That's what encourages me. And I speak this into myself daily. Knowing that you came from a line of people that are strong and that are fearless and just continued and got you to this point. You didn't come to this point with people that said, I give up. No, that's not how it works. So don't give up. And that's with anything. It can start in this moment. You know what? I heard that girl Hope on TikTok and I'm inspired and I'm not going to give up. That's all it takes. That decision to continue, that decision to show up stronger, that decision to go forward with fear, that decision to see yourself as the accomplishment, not as the person that allowed fear to keep you behind. Because as I said, all it takes is one step forward. 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 It only takes one more step forward. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Because once you do one step, you can do another and another and another. Maybe you gotta sit down and take a rest, sure, but just keep going. Keep going. I don't understand the space of almost bragging about I was too afraid to do it. Why? I'm never going to share that. I will only share, yeah, I did it. And you can too. And you can too. The only difference is feeling the fear and continuing. That's the only difference. I feel the fear and I do it anyhow. I don't feel the fear and say, well, yeah, it's not for me. No, of course it's for me. It's me. I can do it. I know I can do it. Have you seen yourself do it? No, but that's exactly why I'm going to do it. I don't need to see the example to know that I can do it. Maybe I need to be the example for someone else. Maybe by me just continuing, I start believing that it will happen for me. Because that's how it happens. It doesn't just happen in that moment. It's those small incremental changes when you just keep continuing. That's it. That is it. And the feeling of accomplishment it's a great feeling, but it pales in comparison to what it took to get there. So I do understand the statement, the journey is the goal. The journey of what I had to become, the journey of what I built myself into, the journey of what I built myself out of. The journey is the goal. And in that regard, the strength that is built within oneself and the resilience adds to everything that you do in life. It adds to everything that is done in life. The feeling of just not only completion, but allowing others in my family, my TikTok family, whoever, to say, wow, I saw someone do a TED Talk. Maybe I can do that, or maybe I can, whatever it is that you want. Because any goal that's accomplished can just add to whatever goal you seek to accomplish. It doesn't have to be the exact one. Thank you, Stevie V. Wow, I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And even that, I often hear when people say, well, people are against you and they'll try to keep you down. Probably, but there's a lot of people that love to see you win. Stevie PB just posted, I put your TED Talk on my LinkedIn and my Instagram. There's more of those than the ones that don't. And the ones that don't, that's going to come. That's a part of it. And in fact, it will increase with increased visibility. But so what? I'm built for it. I know that's a part of it. I don't complain about it because I know it's a part of it. But whoever I may inspire, it's worth it. I'm built for it. I'm built for it. You have to understand, I don't focus on those things. I can't control that. I can control me, I can control my response, but I don't focus on things that are out of my control. It's a waste of my energy, which is really a waste of my life. My energy is my life. What I put intentional effort to concentrating on will build into me or build out of me. Yes, it's the same name, Hope is Speaking, on YouTube. I will just continue. I will just keep going. Thank you, Steffi, Living Life. Thank you for coming back. I saw you on one of my other lives and now you're back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, yes, will it take everything in you? Sure. But so what? So what? The best part of the beauty of life is the ability to always be able to shift what you are in this moment. And I'm so proud because I always said, I think I said last year I wanted to gift myself a TED Talk, and I did. Because my birthday is in November, and it's like the perfect gift because it took what it took, but now that it's in the rear view, it continues to add that strength within me that, yeah, what else is next? And I just will continue to build and speak and inspire and grow as a speaker and grow as the person that I am and show anyone who watches me it's possible. Just believe that it is possible. What's up, Darren? The point is to believe that it's possible and then know that it's possible. Oh, are you a Scorpio or a Sag? Because I'm a Sag. And act as if it's possible. And just the beauty of me too. I'm a Sag too. I'll share this. It was all worth it because, listen, it was quite a thing. Even the moment until I got on stage with my voice going out, it was like everything was happening, but I showed up and I did it. And it adds to that layer of me of keep going. That is great. That's a great accomplishment. Keep going. Keep showing your light. Because as I said, there was a time when I wouldn't showcase this because of my fear of how others would interpret me. You are welcome. Thank you, Stevie PB. And I'll be posting on my YouTube tonight. I have some editing, but I'll be posting lives as well as this video that I'm about to film. And the courage that it takes isn't really difficult. It just takes that step. One step. And then the next step after. And then the next step after. That's all it takes. Most of this live has been with my shadow, my eyeliner. So I encourage you to, yes, feel the fear and do it anyhow. Yes, feel the courage, but take one step. Take just one step. Just one step. Because after one step is taken, all it takes is another step. That's really the secret. Yes, you will feel fear. So what? Do it anyhow. The only difference with me and someone who hasn't continued is that I feel the fear and I do it anyhow. Yes, I feel it. Ooh, I'm scared. I even cried. and I still do it. Here's another secret. You can use eyeshadow as a lipstick or a lip liner. I'm using this eyeshadow as a lip liner. And it also will stay on a lot better. Right. So, and I love this lipstick, and there's a little left. Right. I'll put on a little gloss, and that's it. That is it. That is it. That is it. So, what have we learned? We have learned that I did put on my setting powder, and I only put it in certain areas because I actually like the glowiness in my skin. I like my skin to look like skin. Put a little shimmery highlight. Oh my gosh, I didn't do my mascara. So I will do my mascara now. And what I have been doing is I always put on several coats of mascara. And this is some cheap mascara I bought while I was in Germany. So I use this as the first coat because it's okay. It's not that great. And then it separates really well. So since it separates really well, then I go over it with my Benefit mascara. See, I am so lucky for my long lashes. And I work to, at the end of this end of my eye, I use a lot more mascara because then it opens up the eye like so. Then, yes, they're real. I start on the outer lashes. I wiggle it through. Voila! Yeah, that first mascara really separates, which I love. I love a nice separated lash, and I don't put mascara on my, thank you, I appreciate that. I don't put mascara on the bottom lashes because they're quite long, and then I have my way of doing it. I stick with it, and I appreciate it, and that is it. Then I will follow with, this is a great setting spray and priming spray. I don't know. I found it at TJ Maxx, and it is great. And so Be the reflection of love, because we all come from an infinite source of love. Show up, show up, show up. Just show up. That's all you got to do is show up. When you show up, make it look good. Okay? You know I'm all about being grown and sexy. Okay? I will happily, I love to show up and make it look good when I show up, and take the next step. The next step may be saying, I don't know, but I'm starting. Because yesterday you said, I don't know how. No, today I'm saying, I don't know how, and I'm starting. I don't know how, but I'm going to Google how I do this. I don't know how, but I'm going to find someone who's done what I want to do and just start looking at what they've done. But I'm not going to still sit in that place of, I can't do it, the fear is crippling. That doesn't get you anywhere. And because I love you, I got to share that with you. Okay? So you saw me put my face on. Now I'm going to record a YouTube video. I'm going to keep them 10 minutes and less because I think that's helpful. Sometimes a longer video is always great, but 10 minutes of motivation in our storytelling, that's helpful. So that's what I'm going to do, talking a little bit about TED and just visualizing and seeing it before it happens. And so subscribe to my YouTube. I'm just under 500. Once I get over 500, that's just an accomplishment. So subscribe, and I love you. I love my hopefuls. This is why I come on. This is like my dream, and things are building, and I will continue just to share my authentic self and be an encouragement to us. To us, I say us because there's really no difference. And with that, I gotta go. Okay? I'll see y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. And happy Halloween.